Hi everyone. I'll just go ahead and dive right in. I really enjoyed watching the video this week about Stegner and his life and the writings that he had done, as well as all of the other work that he had done as well. So, in regards to the discussion forum prompts, I feel as though, in regards to that quote that we are to respond to, I'd have to agree with it. Most of the stories that we've read over the past 8 weeks have primarily focused on a certain type of ruggedness and masculinity of the main characters, or the ruggedness of the climate and the environment, and the rough and tough nature of the American West in general. From our learnings and readings over the past 8 weeks, I'm continuously drawn. Sorry about my cat. I'm continuously drawn back to this one point that was made in our textbook about, and the textbook is the companion to the literature and culture of the American West. But the point that was made was that some fictional Western narratives would attempt to attract a certain type of audience. Usually it was like the young adult males who were struggling with their masculinity, and it was then when they would read these short stories where the Western narratives would aim to boost the confidence and show young men really what a true rugged American and masculine American man was meant to be. Additionally, Stegner felt, just from what I gathered from the video, Stegner felt as though there was this cowboy myth in a sense, and really the West was full of these gorgeous landscapes, figuratively and literally. And maybe rather than promote this idea that we need to be this individual, heroic, manly, rugged hero, we could cooperate to be inclusive with one another. At least that's what I gathered from that quote, and from what was also said in the video. At the beginning of the video about Stegner, we focused on his childhood, and it was mentioned how he and his father were different from one another. Stegner wouldn't be interested in the farm life or the butchering of the farm animals, and his father didn't necessarily agree with this. And he would call Stegner a sissy, and I think maybe Stegner's idea on rugged individualism may have originated from this type of upbringing, and that's why he had brought up that idea. But the question does remain, do I think this kind of deep-set American mythology can be rewritten? I don't think it can necessarily be rewritten. It's already kind of been drilled into our heads. And it's been done that, the American West is rough and tough and rugged, but I think going forward we can move out of the ruggedness. I think already we're seeing Hollywood depicting men and stories and the main characters being less rugged and more inclusive, with culture and with different types of family upbringings and backgrounds. I think that society and American pop culture is additionally shifting the ruggedness out of stories being told today, and is moving towards a more cooperative and inclusive society. Remakes of Western movies are using people with different backgrounds of like cultures and race, and they're having these actors come in who aren't necessarily from you know, like a white background, depict characters that were once, you know, white. So I think that's super cool. And that's just kind of an example that kind of comes to mind on how society is kind of moving out of that. But one last thought is that, you know, I think Stegner made a great point about that we cannot be pessimistic about the West. You know, it is where we came from, it is our origin, but we can learn from our past to have a better future. And I think that's probably the point that he was trying to make with that quote there too. So those are kind of my thoughts on the video. I hope everyone has a good rest of their week, and happy week 8.